Parents of youth pitchers, if your son truly believes that he wants to chase the dream of playing ball beyond high school, chase college baseball, pro baseball, then you really need to lay out that path for him. And you can't just go with what's going on all the time and end up there. The number one thing that you have working against you right now is how many baseball games are laid out for you. So if your son is good at pitching, he's going to get that baseball as often as his arm will allow, and whatever regulations are in place are fine. But you have to take into account the throws that happen on a game day that aren't listed on Game Changer. So if a kid is going to start a game, he's going to go out, he's going to play catch, he's probably going to go to the bullpen or a side flat for 10 to 15 there. If he throws 80 pitches in a game and you feel good because you've got a hard cap at 80, you always pull him when he hits 80. He threw 10 or 15 before the game, so that's 90 or 95. Let's say it took him 4 innings to do that, and he threw 6 warm-up pitches apiece. That's plus 24 there. So we're at least 114, maybe 119 on what Game Changer says is 80. So if we're going beyond 80 with a kid under 13 years old, we really need to question what our intentions are. But if we're beyond 80, we're talking about 120, 130, 140 on an underdeveloped body that doesn't have close growth plates or the muscle around the ligaments and skeleton to actually support and take stress off. There are 2 main ways to tear your UCL. For those of you that are unfamiliar, that is what is referred to as Tommy John. That is what we're trying to avoid in the game of pitching. Those 2 main ways are throwing velocity, which is just a hazard of the sport. If you want to be good at pitching, you have to throw hard. It's unfortunate, but that's where the game is headed, and it's where it currently lies. The number 2 way to make sure that you end up under a scalpel someday is to throw through fatigue and throw at high volumes through fatigue. Dr. James Andrews is well renowned as the forefront of the UCL and throwing injury world. In 2006, he helped conduct a study that found that pitchers that threw through fatigue were 36 times more likely to get an elbow or shoulder surgery. 36 times. That's a significant percentage. So if your son is pulled at 80 and says he's good, by the way, he's going to lie about how his arm feels because he's competitive and he wants to win. And if he's good, when he pitches, they usually win. So if he's competitive, he's going to fight through pain just like all of us did. Anybody 30 or more that played the game for a long time, they threw through pain. Threw through a lot of pain at the end of my career. And I firmly believe that's because from the age of 9 to 18, you couldn't get the ball out of my hand without an argument. So that fatigue, I threw through it all the time. I was at risk. I fortunately never got cut on, but for me, the outcome was the velocity stopped trending up. The fatigue shut down the ability for me to throw at the intensity I needed to in the off season to actually go build that 97 or 98 that could have taken me to what I had said I wanted to do forever. But in reality, I let 14-year-old baseball get in the way because I wanted to go out and be a dog and compete. So, parents out there, I really want you as we head into the summer, keep in mind how much your son is actually throwing. It's not what Game Changer says. How many high intent throws are actually happening? I understand there's a lot of games to be played and there's 12 players on your team, but ask yourself, who's in charge of your son's future? You or a tournament director?